Let's stay with the floods, and tonight the human toll of last week's devastating floods continues to unfold. For the fourth day, grieving families have been streaming into Nairobi's Funeral Home, each carrying the weight of loss and a reminder of lives cut tragically short. Meanwhile, Nairobi County has waived all health facility bills related to the floods, a measure that comes a little too late for Friday's flood victims. As Francis Odee now reports, postmortems for all identified bodies are scheduled for Tuesday, March 10th.
At the Nairobi Funeral Home, the air is heavy with sorrow. Families arrive one after another, hoping to find closure, but often living with heartbreak. Among them is the family of 35-year-old Eric Jerome Mutua. Early Friday, before the horror downpour, Eric had been celebrating his junior colleague, Philip Omonde, who had been named Employee of the Year at a conference at Langata's Tamarind Hotel. But the moment of triumph would never be fully shared. As they drove past Timol Junction, their car was overwhelmed by floodwaters, cutting both their lives short.
From the 9:12, because we called after 15 minutes, so we suspect that small period, that is where they were overwhelmed. They were retrieved in the car, and seemingly they were just, seated in their chairs. Somebody, the investigation officer tells us that he found them in a posture as if they were sleeping.
A similar tragedy unfolded in Kibera, where Nicholas Kialo, a boda rider, had set out for work as usual, ferrying a passenger through the rain-soaked streets. But the swelling floodwaters soon turned unforgiving, sweeping him away and claiming his life in the very line of duty that sustained his family.
Sisi tulipokuja pale Makina kwa maji, tukatafuta tukapata Nicholas Kialo amelala kwa maji pale, ambapo paka saizi hatujui huyo driver ambaye huyo passenger ambaye alibebwa hatujampata paka wa leo.
The Grogan community was hit hard. Paul Sarakija, an egg vendor well known in the bustling market, did not survive in the deluge.
Kwa hivyo aliposombwa na maji tu hivi, kuna watu walimuona ambao wanamfahamu, wakamwambia ndugu yenu amechukuliwa na maji. Yes!
And in Isli, the family of Suleiman Abdullahi Eno has laid him to rest according to Islamic tradition after his body was recovered days following the floods. But for some, closure remains elusive. In Lakisama, the family of Paul Juma continues to wait, holding on to hope as they search for their missing loved one.
So statement yenye tunasikia alisema ya mwisho, alisema hawezi lala kama hajaona mtoto wake, ameacha mtoto wa 1 month. Alisema hawezi lala kama hajaona mtoto wake, lazima aende kwake. So na alikuwa mlevi.
The county government has announced that all mortuary fees for flood victims have been waived, but it also issued a stern warning to residents who have built along riparian land, a warning that comes too late for the Kenyans who lost their lives and their families left behind.
Tutafanya postmortems zote kesho. Sisi kama serikali ya county kupitia mheshimiwa gavana tumesema kuwa wale watu wote wenye wako katika facilities zetu za county tutawave, wale wako katika hospitali zetu na wale wako katika mochari yetu kama hii tutawave yote ya hayo maneno.
Now, it's the 4th day since floods swept away Kenyans within CBD and its environs, with the families coming to City Mortuary to identify bodies of their loved ones. But reports coming from the families state that some of them might have been murdered and the word drowning placed in the books at the City Mortuary. Odee Francis, Citizen TV, City Mortuary, Nairobi.